Hey everybody, it's Roy here from Aurora Infotech in Orlando. Here we are in the second week of our quarantine. It's amazing to see, looking on social media, the amount of people who are sort of, pulling their hair out of their head. As you see, I've done a great job with that already. But actually today what I want to have a discussion about is something that's extremely important that many may have overlooked, but it could be a matter of life and death if it's not properly implemented. And what I'm talking about is E-911 or electronic 911. Basically, many of us have taken the desk phones that we have in our office and actually moved them to our home environment. But one of the things that we didn't take into account is that there is a 911 address that's actually registered to those phones. And so, while you're sitting at home, if anything were to happen, our natural instincts would be to pick up the phone that's closest to us and dial 911. The issue, of course, comes in that if you are sitting at home, 5, 10, 15 miles, whatever it may, even 100 feet from your office, and you dial 911, the address that comes up on the emergency dispatcher screen is actually the address that was registered when the phone was put in service. And if that happens to be your office address, well, guess where the emergency personnel, medics, paramedics, and fire department, police, whatever it may be, are actually going to go to the other address and not the address where you actually have the address. So you may ask yourself, well, why is it that, this is somewhat different than, for example, a traditional phone line that you have at your home or even cellular? Well, let me dive a little bit into that for you. Traditional phone line has a buried line that actually comes to your facility, and the telco operator actually does the same thing. When you install that line, they register in the emergency 911 database, they register that this particular phone number is tied to this physical address. So that's why when you pick up the phone and you dial 911 and you just leave it, sort of without saying anything, you will always get a response because they know that something is happening at that particular address. When it comes to your mobile phone, well, your cellular phone actually, has communication with multiple communication or mobile towers at the same time. And so what ends up happening there is they use something called triangulation, where they take, the three towers, just based on three towers, they're able to pinpoint your exact location. So that's why when you dial 911 from your cell phone, they're able to route to the, approximate location where the call was made based on the X and Y or GPS coordinate from that location. When it comes to voice over IP phones, which is what, most of you, if you receive the phone from your company, to take home during this quarantine period. When it comes to those types of phones, well, we do, but we don't really have an exact way or science in terms of determining where that device is. So if, what the methodology that is used in such a case is that when you go to provision a phone for the first time, your IT administrator or whoever is in charge of the phone system within your company would actually register the address for each device that is, each phone that is associated with the phone system. And typically they will, for example, put in the address where the phone is located within a particular building. You've taken that phone now and moved it to your home, and that's where the issue comes in, because in the E-911 database, if it is ever used, that phone is still physically back at your office. So what needs to happen here, folks, is that you need to send an email to your IT administrators and your management of your company and say, hey, can we please update the E-911 address for this device? And now if you look on the bottom of your phone, of your internet phone, there is going to be a sticker with a series of numbers and letters, about 12, that are in all uppercase numbers, and that is called what we call the MAC address or the media access address. It's sort of like a serial number that's tied to that particular, it's a unique serial number tied to that particular device. So you need to take that number and put it in an email together with the address where you're using the device, send it to your IT administrator, send it to your management, make sure they're copy on it, and say, can you please update the E911 address for this particular device with this MAC, M-A-C, capital M-A-C, MAC address, so that in the system, so that in the event of anything, the proper address is on file. Hope that you found this information to be credible. Once again, these are small little things that we overlook, but it could be a matter of life and death. And why I say that, because, when something happens, the last thing that we're really scrambling for in an emergency is to determine which phone we're going to use. We tend to just grab whatever is available. And if you are in desperate need of help, you want to make sure that the help is coming to the proper location. Hope you found this to be credible and helpful. Have a great day at what you're doing. Stay inside so that we can help beat this virus. Stay inside, practice your social distancing, and we'll catch up on the next video. Thanks and have a great one.